Hello everyone! GameGoddessFee here. We are back tonight, late, with, with more Ace Attorney. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. We're a little late, you guys. I kind of hurt my back earlier and I wasn't going to come on, but it started feeling a little better, so I came on tonight, me and Plum. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy. Thank you for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you're new to the channel. All right, so we left at this point here. What happened while I rehearsed? Are you ready, Plum?
Mm-hmm.
You see, you're ready.
No. You.
Look, he almost canned it at the last second, so we could go ahead. Well, I got my mic muted. He almost canceled, you guys, so we could go ahead and do it. And they blowing up these fireworks out here tonight too. So, all right, let's go. I hope y'all can excuse that noise. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, I was about to say.
Okay. Oh wait, yeah.
I went up on the roof of the trailer to prep the kit I was using. And I turned on the heater while I was there.
Am I muted? Wait, no.
I must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines. Then my mom called, and I left the set to go talk to her. When I came back after the call, the Tyrannosaurus head had fallen from the roof and the president was just there, lying next to it.
Must have been quite a shock coming back and seeing a dead body just lying there, huh? And this was a dead body with a giant Tyrannosaurus head right next to it.
Yes, I'm sure it must have been very upsetting.
But it does sound like it was an accident, right?
Yes, at least it does the way Sean tells it. Do you hear firecrackers, Kate? It's the middle of the day. What are they doing? I'd like to know a little more about exactly how things looked around here at the time.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. This one was it. You just tell.
Oh, you guys want to tell me? Okay, last one, you gotta press it. Mm-hmm.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual about the body?
I don't know. It was dark.
Hmm? He suddenly seems even more... What? He suddenly seems even more reticent than usual.
I don't think he wants to go back over that memory anymore than he has to, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm sure he doesn't. But is that really all it is? Should I push him a little more on this?
Yeah?
It was dark, but you knew it was a body nonetheless.
That's... die...
He's hiding something. I'd better find out what. Most people would cry out for help if they saw somebody lying on the ground. And yet, you didn't.
Yeah, because... What was the point? He was dead!
And so you said. What I'm interested in is how you were able to be so sure. Why were you certain that he was dead?
He was lying on the ground, and that huge head was right next to him. Didn't take much to figure out what must have happened.
You couldn't have guessed that the impact would have killed him. How did you really know? I'll tell you how, because you checked!
Fine, I checked, okay? I was scared, but yeah, I went up to the body and I looked, and he wasn't breathing.
So I was right. But why try to hide that fact? There must be a reason. Could you tell me how the body looked at that point?
I couldn't tell if he was dead at first. There was no blood or anything, so it was hard to be sure. Nothing on his clothes either. He was completely clean. But yeah, he wasn't breathing. So that's how I knew he was dead.
Thank you. I'd like you to add that statement to your testimony if you don't mind.
I didn't know he was dead at first. There was no blood and nothing on his clothes either.
Hold it!
So there was no blood or any other markings that would have told you if he was alive or dead? Would you say that my characterization of your statement is correct?
You know I would! And you saw the body too, so you know I'm telling the truth!
You also told us that the lot was dark at the time, and yet you were still able to confirm all this?
What is your problem? There was nothing on his face and nothing on his clothes, okay?
Thank you, Sean. I think that tells us everything we need to know.
Why, all the focus on how clean his clothes were. Mine were freshly washed at least.
Perhaps you could give us a few details about how exactly you confirmed that the president was dead.
Well, I couldn't tell just from standing there.
Wait, is this a new? Okay.
But then I saw he wasn't breathing. That's how I knew for sure.
Hold it!
How did you confirm that he was no longer breathing?
They taught us how at school. You put your cheek next to the person's nose. If they're breathing, you can feel it. Never thought I'd actually have to do it in real life.
I mean, it's good that they teach this stuff, but yeah, it takes guts to do it for real. Not bad for an elementary school kid.
He's in junior high, Kay. Try to remember at least that much.
Must have been quite a shock coming back and seeing a dead body just lying there, huh? And this was a dead body with a giant Torosaurus head right next to it. Yeah, we did this.
Yes, I'm sure it must have been very upsetting.
But it does sound like it was an accident, right?
Yes, at least it does the way Sean tells it. Wait, yeah, I did. Okay. One of those statements. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. The autopsy report.
Objection!
Yeah, I knew there was something dirty on his clothes.
Nothing on his clothes. Nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing. Why? Is there a problem with that?
There's something you're clearly hoping that we've forgotten.
What are you talking about? There isn't! That's not true!
Unluckily for you, we remember it rather well. I'm talking, of course, about the yellow speckles on the president's chest. You studiously avoided mentioning them throughout your testimony. An absence I find suspicious, to say the least.
That's... I
hope for your sake that you have a satisfactory explanation.
Overruled.
Judge Cavell?
Allow me to explain.
You? But
The yellow residue on the president's chest? I imagine it was from a bouquet of flowers. Lion lilies, to be precise.
Lion lilies?
2 nights ago, when I met the president on the roof of the big building, I presented him with a bouquet.
I call it a bouquet.
They're a type of lily with large yellow petals. I imagine that the substance on President Wang's chest was from pollen from those flowers. What's up, Yeety? He said, oh snap, we back. What's up, Shermanator?
Hello, Yeeter.
We did a late stream, but we should be off of here in by 10 o'clock. Huh? But they're not there in the printout from the security camera. Only because the president is in the way.
But why give him the flowers?
That is not something I am at liberty to divulge.
What? More secrets? Are you serious? First you wouldn't tell us why you met with him, and now you can't even tell us about the flowers?
My sincerest apologies, but all I can tell you is that I gave him the bouquet.
Objection.
A bouquet that was nowhere near the body when it was discovered. How do you explain that?
I cannot.
Ha! Seriously, Your Honor? Some things you won't explain, the rest you can't. Come on, you've got to give us something here. You wouldn't let this fly in the courtroom. What makes you think we'll accept it? Hey, you leave her alone.
Son?
I threw the flowers away, okay?
You did? So they were there when you first found the body?
Yeah, they were right there on his chest. And they were squashed completely flat.
Oh, I guess that makes sense, right? They would have gotten crushed along with the president.
When the pollen would have been smeared across his jacket front. That does explain things rather neatly. But why remove the bouquet and dispose of it?
No reason.
He's almost as evasive as his mother.
More secrets? They're quite a pair.
Overruled.
There is no secret. I know exactly why Sean disposed of the bouquet. Huh? You saw me leave the house with it, didn't you? Oh, I get it. When you saw the flowers on the president's body, you remember seeing your mom with them.
And felt the need to prevent her from coming under suspicion.
No! You've got it all wrong!
That's his least convincing fib yet.
Bouquet data jotted down in my organizer. A bouquet of lion lilies given to the President Wang by Judge Gavell, recovered from on top of his body by Sean. President Wang's autopsy report data updated in my organizer. Cause of death crushing. Time of death April 5th. Approximately 11 p.m. I often decorate our home with lion lilies. I imagine that's why he remembered.
So the flowers his mother was carrying showed up on the president's body. And because of that, he got rid of the bouquet and kept quiet about having discovered the corpse? Well, that ties everything up nicely, doesn't it? A little too nicely for my taste.
Why? What's wrong with knife?
I guess you forgot, huh? The kid also told us he was responsible for the head falling in the first place.
Yeah, he did, but
So he's still our only suspect!
The finger of suspicion still seems to be pointed firmly in Sean's direction. However... Wait! I can think of a far more likely culprit than the boy!
What? Who?
The person who was holding Sean captive until only a short while ago.
That's right! We had to rescue him from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor!
What?
A refrigeration unit in a depot? Yeah! Lucky it wasn't switched on. Poor kid might have frozen into a popsicle otherwise. He was doing his best to call out for help, which is how we found him.
the sedatives had worn off by then, so he was wide awake and pretty I'm gonna say pretty bold and pretty loud.
Sedatives? Isn't that what you were given too?
Yep, we found the bottle on the floor of the unit. It was even the same brand. 3 C's. Apparently, it's super strong. Sedative data jotted down in my organizer. Used on both Kay and Sean during their kidnapping. Brand name is 3 Z's. You need those.
I think Apollo did it.
Apollo, huh?
Yeah. Well, Agent Lang, surely that suggests that Sean is a victim, not a suspect. Somebody else was responsible, and I think they're behind all of this.
No, yeah? And this secret mastermind of yours was here last night too?
That I can't yet say.
Ha! It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor!
Sadly, we just don't have anything to tie our mysterious kidnapper to the murder of the president. So is there anybody else? Somebody other than Sean who could have committed the murder?
Of course! So I was right! The kid is still our only suspect!
Yep. Not quite. I can think of another.
What?
Somebody who we just recently proved was right here on the movie set last night!
Chairman Winner? You think he killed President Wang?
Why not? We've proven that he was present. And if he was here, he's as viable a suspect as anybody else, wouldn't you say?
Winner? Could he really have...
It's certainly another possibility to consider.
12 years ago, he was...
Must number again.
Look, a lot happened, okay? This was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends. Our family being the ones who kept him safe.
Lang, like the Lang from 12 years ago?
Yup. Good to see that you're finally about to pay for your crimes. Even if it did take a while for you to get what was coming to you.
Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago?
It's nothing to do with you.
I think it has everything to do with me. It's clearly connected to this case.
And you can prove that, can you? Go ahead! Show me some proof that what happened 12 years ago had something to do with any of this!
Anything to do with the
Proof? If you can't prove it, this conversation's over!
Does any of the evidence we've collected show a link between recent events and those of 12 years ago?
Probably wasn't even born. How old is he?
13.
13.
He was 1 year old. He had that plan at 1 year old. That's crazy.
Is this it?
No. That's 18 years ago, Mama. That's not how math works.
What was 18 years ago?
12.
Huh?
12 years ago.
I said 12 years ago, I mean.
Remember the letter? Not that one.
Ladder.
Chess box, I think. Chess box.
Oh.
Wait, no, not that. You should have a letter somewhere. I forgot where.
This ain't it.
Nope. Hear that? Now,
George Ladder.
read it.
Rosie, thanks so much for agreeing to help with my plan. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago.
Wow, Kay, I can't believe you did it.
Take that!
Kay was a little girl.
Yup. This letter was sent to Rosie Ringer, the victim of a murder that happened the night before last. We don't know who sent it, but it does say this. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago.
What? But...
And that's not all. Take a look at this. It's a report about Bronco Knight, written by Warden the God. It was addressed to Chairman Winner. This last part in particular should be of interest to you.
Retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago. In front of the planter?
Something strange is going on, Agent Lang. Miss Ringer was murdered the night before last, and President Wang not long afterwards. There's a connection between the two murders. There has to be. And I believe we can trace that connection to events 12 years in the past. Am I wrong?
These are old wounds you're opening here. Insults to my family name.
Please, Agent Lang. We need to know. Who on earth was that?
Shifu! Huh? What are you all doing here? We came to find you, sir! We heard you were looking into the incident from 12 years ago!
I didn't hear that fast.
They know.
Idiots! I'm not your boss anymore! Get back to your duties right now! We can't do that, sir! What? You're disobeying a direct order? Please, sir! I'm begging you! We all are! You have to reopen the investigation into the SS5 incident! We know you can't let it go until you figure out what happened, and we can't either!
Well, Agent Lang, it seems your former underlings want the events of the past explained too.
You think it's that easy? That you could solve the case just like that?
I think we can. Together.
Ha! Well, alright then. Offer accepted! Yeah! Shifu! Shifu! Shifu!
Nice. Then I guess it's my turn to step up.
I'm sorry, Kay.
You're looking into a case from the past, right? I just happen to have something that'll help with that.
Nah, you mean Mr. Thief.
Sure do. If she can give me the details of that incident, I can rustle up a little simulation for you.
Sadly, we don't have the files relating to the case.
Huh? How come?
Access to those files is restricted. They're top secret.
Really? Why?
Beats me. Somebody must have something to hide. Even I've never seen them. Everything I know, I read in newspaper articles from the time.
That's fine. Just tell us what you can.
Alright.
5 hours later.
The SS5 incident happened on a winter's day 12 years ago. February 10th to be precise. Your police received a call directly from the kidnapper. And I've got the president of Zhang Fa.
So he was kidnapped?
Yeah, this is 5 is the official designation of the president's kidnapping case. The kidnapper wanted $100 million.
$100 million? How much money even is that?
More than you can imagine, it seems. Not me, because I'm rich, at least.
The last person to see the president that night was my father. They were together at the embassy of Zhang Fa until midnight on the 10th. And nobody knows what happened with the president after until he was kidnapped. Our government did everything they could to scrape together the money. They were desperate to save him. And in the end, they succeeded. The money was handed over, and the president came home safely.
So President Wang was head honcho even back then? Wow. Go, Mr. President.
The length of time he stayed in power isn't even close to the most impressive thing about him.
Major Lang was clearly very fond of President Wang. Why? Whatever. I assume the kidnapping was thoroughly investigated?
It was, but the investigation was top secret. As was the trial.
The trial? So a suspect was arrested?
Yeah, none other than our friend, Fifi Lagarde.
What? Is that why you visited the prison?
It is. I was put on what you might call extended leave from Interpol. So I thought I'd use the time to look into what happened 12 years back. And I wanted to see who I was dealing with.
She was found not guilty then, wasn't she?
Yeah. My father was in charge of the president's security at the time. But they held him responsible for the kidnapping and stripped him of his duties as the presidential bodyguard. He stayed on the force though, and he worked the case alone, until eventually he found the suspect. Lagarde. And if he thought she did it, there's no way she's innocent! But they declared her not guilty, and the case went cold. My father couldn't take it. He was broken, mentally and physically. Finally, he quit the force altogether.
So he had solid grounds to suspect Warden Lagarde?
He must have had evidence! He wouldn't have charged her otherwise! But I've never been able to see the materials from the case. I'm sorry, but that's all I know.
What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? This is useful information, but I don't think it's enough for Little Thief to recreate the scene.
Ugh. Is there really nothing we can do? Hey guys, it's Phoenix Wright. It's Francisca.
You look like you can use a hand.
Who's this now?
Francisca!
And Mr. Fender?
Finally wrap things up over at the courthouse. So we thought we'd see what your kids were up to.
Here.
What's this?
It says SS5 incident investigation report.
It says 5 incident case file data jotted down in my organizer. 12-year-old incident in which President Wang was kidnapped and the sole witness was murdered. When Fifi Lagarde mentioned an incident from 12 years ago, I couldn't help but wonder. So I decided to look into it. And this was what Interpol provided.
Nice work, Francisca.
Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. You're no longer a prosecutor. I didn't do this for you. I did it so that a colleague could solve his father's final case.
I owe you, sis. But everything related to the SS5 incident was supposed to be top secret.
Yes, but that classification was applied by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Associus Winner.
He was the prosecutor in charge? Him again?
Don't worry. Due to the outcome of this morning's case, he's been stripped of his authority. An outcome that was in no small part thanks to the efforts of his own son.
Eustace. So in defeating his father, he made the old case file available to us? It sounds like we owe him.
Prosecutor Eustace Winner is busy wrapping things up after the conclusion of Lagarde's trial. But he asked me to give you a message. Leave Dad and Lagarde to me. You focus on your case over there.
He's even starting to sound like a prosecutor.
Indeed he is. All right. Now that we have the case files, I can recreate the scene, no problem.
Excellent. Let's get started. According to the file, the incident occurred exactly where the plaza is now.
Then what are we waiting for? With me, everybody.
I think we can end it.
You want to end it now?
You want to keep going?
You want to end it?
Yeah, I want to kind of end it.
Fun want to end it, you guys. Why you want to end it?
We can keep going to the investigation.
How far is it?
There's a lot more.
Oh my goodness, okay.
We could, if you want, we can start the investigation.
We'll just end it. You want to end it? Let's end it, guys. I think he's ready to get off, you guys. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I appreciate you all for watching. It was only like 34 minutes of content. But anyway, we started a little late. Like I said, I had threw my back out for some reason. Anyway, thank you all for watching and tuning in. All right, Edie, thank you for chatting. Everyone else that's watching, I appreciate you all for watching. Yeah, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd appreciate you go ahead and subscribe. And also, if you don't mind hitting that like button. I will talk to you all on the next one. You all take care.